Ready? All right. I would call today the biggest game of the season. You've done an outstanding job putting yourselves in a position where a result today means Saturday doesn't matter. It's extra. It's bonus. Talent doesn't determine the match result. There is no doubt, and I said this to you before the last game, there's no doubt this group of players is more talented than the group of players that are going to be playing against you tonight. But the reason we still play the game is because that doesn't determine this. The only way an underdog pulls off a big result is if they work harder and they want it more. Okay, so while you're not playing the most talented team in the world today, today's a big game. Today's the day you book your ticket and you have an opportunity to go to the playoffs. Ready, boys? Let's go. Let's go. Benji, way to use your voice to let them know where you wanted it, kid. Well done. There's two. Congratulations. Okay. But our work has just begun. Because I think I told you the first time was tough, right? First time was tough. And where we were going into it made it tough to pull that out. And then when we went the second time, I told you it'd be tougher because now there's a target on your back. And the path to get there was tougher than the first time. Okay? Third time's gonna be even harder because the target on your back gets bigger every time. I told you one of the hardest things to do in sports is to repeat as champions. Now you're trying to do it a third time in a row. There's no extra pressure trying to defend the championship. We're trying to win another championship. We're trying to add to it. But I promise you the third time is going to be harder than the first one, and it's going to be harder than the second. So the work's just begun. Very important we take care of bodies between now and then. We got work to do. Yes, okay? Well done. Let's go. Help us pick it up.
Family on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
Last year was the first year of the USL U19 Academy League. And so, didn't really know what to expect. Found out that we were one of the better teams in our conference when it came to USL Academy, and got the opportunity to go to the playoffs. The club goes down in the record books as the first ever USL Academy League champion. But it's the psychology and how do players that have won have hunger to keep doing it and keep going. Thursday morning at 9 o'clock we kick off. The 30 minutes prior to that, the team's going to be warming up. And the questions going through my brain are going to be, did I do everything I can to prepare these guys? Because once the whistle blows as a soccer coach, it's a lot different than a lot of other sports. My ability to influence things diminishes significantly. And so I guess if there's a thing that's keeps me up at night or that is on my mind, I think this time it's how do we do it again, because it's harder every time you win it to repeat. But it's also, am I doing everything I can to prepare these guys and have them in the best position possible to go out and perform and represent this club as best they can and see what they can do again.
We'll say you need to be down for breakfast, it's set by 7. You want to get up and be down earlier, you can be down earlier, but by 7 o'clock we want to see you at breakfast. Bobby's going to talk to you tonight, share a little bit of information information on Tampa Bay.
I'm probably going to feel like I repeat myself a lot. They love the width. I mean, outside backs, we have to be switched on. Communication from the back line, organization, very important. All right, they will actively look to just keep it in their back half and then progress it wide. I'm going to keep scouting pens, so I'll have more depth. This is the one I saw in the couple games that I've watched so far. 12, he goes to your left, and he goes low.
And today's the day we prove to them, you hear me? We prove to them that this badge on our chest is the best badge, you hear me? We are the best team, and we're here to prove it. Show everything you got in the field, and let's go. Let's go. Over here. Let's go over here. Down, 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go. That's how you did it.
For me, we're in a good spot. That was tough. That was not easy. The wind was a huge factor in it, and our midfield was atrocious, all three. Amari, that's the softest I've ever seen you play. The number of counters that came right through midfield because you're dipping your toe in the water instead of crunching someone. You're playing with a sick guy, and you're playing with a guy that doesn't like to defend. So that means you need to be balls to the wall defensively, and anytime we got the ball in the front half, yes, there were some stupid turnovers, but where's our counterbalance and our integrity? And when you go into a tackle, you're coming right back down the field. Let's talk about the second half. The second half, the wins in your favor. I expect you're going to be on the front foot more. You're going to get more chances. They're going to be pinned in. Okay? The second half, I think we can relax, and we're going to be on the ball. We should be on the front half more than we were the back half, just simply because of the win.
I thought we did everything we could to keep the ball out of the back of the net. It was tough. It was, you know, we knew it was going to be hard going in, but this was a challenge, and you know, it's a great environment. You know, great facilities, great place. You know, this is where you want to be as a player. You want to come to these big events, and you want to show out. My mom was actually a Division I soccer player at the University of Michigan. She was a striker though, so you know, it took me a little while to convince her to become a goalie, but I sort of grew up around her. She was a high school coach, very successful, won some state championships. So, you know, just being around her, and my aunt played for Nottingham Forest in England, and so it's just sort of always been in my family to go play soccer, and so I just figured I'd carry on the tradition. I've always sort of wanted to become a goalkeeper. I've always just enjoyed, especially when I was little, getting you know, dirty. I loved rolling around in the mud, as any young boy does. But, you know, especially as I got older, I fell in love with the likes of, you know, David De Gea, Tim Howard, especially during, you know, the 2014 World Cup where he had 16 saves, and my mom had some great goalkeepers that I spent a lot of time with. So I've just sort of always found my way in the back of the net. So I was brought out on trial, and then, you know, I succeeded, signed for the academy, and then after about 2 weeks of being in the academy, I was invited to go train with the first team. After an unfortunate injury to one of the goalkeepers, and I signed my academy contract like a day later, and then was on a plane to Tulsa. I feel like I've learned more throughout this past 4 or 5 months than I have my whole life, just, you know, with the likes of Ioze and Swifty. Bobby's a great guy. He's, you know, really experienced, played at multiple levels, and I feel, you know, he knows that he knows what I need. You know, we're sort of similar in our play styles in a way. You know, both tall figures, so we understand, you know, getting low is always an issue, but it's nice to know someone who, you know, shares that with you and also knows what it's going to take to get to those next levels.
See how quick we can do this. There we are. Let's do it. next thing you know, I showed up for preseason this year. I'd already been kind of knowing that I probably looked to start coaching within the next couple of years. And then Phil, one day in preseason, like asked to meet with me right after training. And I actually assumed at the time he was gonna tell me that we'd like you to go on loan. And I remember telling my girlfriend, I was like, we're not gonna do that. I did not want to go on loan, just wanted to stay here, was happy. Then he offered me the job because you know, Bush had gotten a job over in Scotland. And I was like, oh, absolutely. I retired and I was over the moon about getting to work and getting to go with the goalkeepers, and then haven't looked back since. And next thing you know, I'm doing laundry as we fight for a championship. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's my story of how I got into coaching. Woo, we did it. We did it, man. Let's go scout some video. I won a championship.
I actually started soccer when I was 8. I moved down to the US. I was actually born in Honduras. Stuff over there was just dangerous. Yeah, I was at a risk of like dying, and I wasn't having a good life. We were poor and stuff like that, yeah. I'm just thankful that I'm here. It was just tough. My goal is just to go pro one day and do a lot for my family down in Honduras, because I still have family over there and they struggling. They don't have a good life over there. I mean, yeah, it's just tough over there.
70 minutes away from going to a final again, guys. Hey, I'm proud that you're in this position. One of the goals when you come to an event where you're in a group, you want to go into the last day with something to play for. Hey, not every team has something to play for. You look at the other bracket, one team's in, 3 teams are just playing for fun. You're playing a meaningful game today. It takes a lot to put yourself in that position 3 times in a row. Hey, but we want to play 2 more games. There's a specific game we want to be in tomorrow. Let's go see it out. 70 minutes.
All we have to do is win and score goals. So I mean, just battle. I will use the word battle for tomorrow's match. Yeah.
You have control over what happens next. making sure that we don't get countered, making sure that we're marked up, making sure that you're defending. Okay? The next moment is always the most important moment in the game. The biggest thing that worries me is just us doing something stupid to go down a man. If we don't concede, we're in a very, very good position. So defensively, we're sharp. We keep getting back behind the ball. Their goal was on us. We don't make that mistake again. Let's get out of here without conceding another goal, and we're in a very good position.
I was surprised. I honestly was. It was a 50-50. I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think it was a card. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna take it up. That was on me. Luckily, we have a team that has everyone's back.
It's just a crazy feeling, you know, especially like after you're giving it everything you have, seeing all the guys giving it everything they have. It's a bummer, man. It hurts so bad.
Right when the whistle blew, I kind of dropped to my knees and just was kind of just thinking about it all. You know, how close we were to reaching the final. What more could I have done in that moment, you know?
I was super disappointed. I mean, it was heartbreaking knowing that this is all we worked for all fall.
As soon as the ref blew the whistle, man, I started crying because it hit me hard, like, because I wanted to actually play in the finals.
Obviously disappointed, a little frustrated that we gave up the lead.
I heard that whistle. I was amazed that we weren't going to be in the final. I was surprised. I was sad. There's so many emotions that were going in my head that I had to let it out in a certain way.
It's just tough, especially the other Tampa team being there, hearing them celebrate after that whistle, man. I don't know, it's a different type of pain.
I love you guys and I'm proud of you, all right? It's gonna hurt, just have to let it hurt for a bit. All right, but now it turns into motivation, right? Because we got a job to do now, all right? But most importantly, I'm proud of you guys, all right? And I love you, all right? You all have bright futures ahead of you. This is just one piece of it, okay? So hold your heads high.
It's incredible how close this group of guys has become.
I don't really say I love you to many people because it's a really big word, but I truly do love them.
This team isn't just a team to me. This is my family.
These are my brothers, you know, I see them every day. You know, I would do anything for them. And just being around them every day at a tournament like this, it just makes us tighter as a family.
I mean, we all support each other and we play for each other on the field, and I think that shows.
To have had these kids at U13 and U14, I have a very good relationship with that core, and I've known them for a long time. And for them to now be 19s, they obviously played for me, played for some other coaches within the academy, and then when I became the U19 coach, they've made their way back to me. So it's a group that, you know, a special place for me because I've been with them so long. I've invested a little more into them, and they're the first group that I've seen come all the way through U13 to U19 at the academy. So definitely a group I feel a little closer to and have a special bond with.